Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for December, what was it, 19th? Yeah, December 19th, 2025. So today already, it's not even 11 yet, and I already have had something happen. So this morning, we went for a normal walk, and then on the way back, we were going home, and I thought, oh, let me go to the liquor store in town. Because I wanted to see if the owner was there, right? And then I met some woman at the counter, very nice lady, She's outspoken when she needs to be, and then she doesn't say things in situations, right? Because people, I get it. I get it, because in this town, people are fearful. Yeah, people are fearful. They don't stand up for themselves. They try to stay out of politics or whatever. But when it's corrupt, how can you stay out of it? I don't like politics either at all. I hate that. But when I'm affected like this unjustly by the leaders and the law enforcement and all that, I'm a different person. But anyways, I was talking with her. She was really cool, actually. She was a really cool chick, lady, And then I told her who I was, and she said, oh, I know who you are. And she said, you're the one that said something about my uncle with the blue car. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's me. I won't back down. If somebody says something to me and say, you're the one that did that, and you stand up and you want to talk to me and tell me how you feel, okay. She's probably one of the strong ones, but she doesn't live in this town. She was smart. She moved away because she was sick of the corruption. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. She's a good woman. And when she was telling me about the uncle thing, and then I saw the tear in her eye, and I was like, oh, shit. Because I turned around, and I was like, these fucking bootlickers around here. I was mad. Who isn't mad? The bootlickers, the pedophiles, the grinder crashers, But you know what, though? I respect her for that. And then I turned around and, I'm not going to run away from that guy. Nah. So I went to him. But then he ended up being a nice guy. No, he was a nice guy. Yeah. I didn't know who this person was. And, now I kind of realize because before I did this video, I was thinking about things. I was like, this is a small town. And everybody knows everybody here. So, where else are they going to go, right? They're going to be driving around here, right? So that made me kind of think, and I was like, So I went to that guy. I apologized to him. I take responsibility and accountability for the things I do. If I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. It takes a strong person to do that. Not very many people do that, but I do that. I have no problem saying I apologize or I'm sorry. No problem at all. If it's warranted, though. Right? For him, it's kind of warranted because I don't even know him. The people I talk smack about, the leaders, I know them now. They showed me who they were. But I didn't know this person. And because I've been stalked, I've been molested as a child, raped as an adult. Like, I'm always on guard. Not super like anal about it, but I'm always, observant of things. I don't get too crazy about it. I just was so, because what it is that car, it's so noticeable. It's so bright and it's so blue. You know what I'm saying? And how can you miss it? Like every other car that drives around here or drives by, they all look the same to me. I can't tell who's who. Unless it's like a city worker. Because they have the thing on their car. I don't memorize the cars that people drive. It's just that one is so bright and it's so blue. And it's like, how can you miss that? You know what I'm saying? So it caught my attention. But, I apologized to that guy. And I told him I even told him, I shook his hand and I felt like I wanted to hug that guy after talking to him. Because he also told me that, he drives around because he wants to make sure that people are safe. And he drives up this street because he has family up this street. And I was like, oh, okay. And I can appreciate that though. I took down the video about him and I posted a public apology on that channel. I have no problem doing that. I'm not even embarrassed to do that. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. That guy deserved a public apology though. The mayor, the commissioner, the sheriff's department, the county courthouse, the DA, they don't. They don't for sure. But that guy does. Made me a little nervous, but he's a very nice guy. He's very soft-spoken. He's very kind of mild-mannered. So, yeah, when he told me that, he want to make sure people are safe around, whatever, I can appreciate that because, our sheriff's department is so corrupt. Shoot, they should pay that guy, the blue car guy. They should pay him for patrolling. If anything. But I went to apologize. I also offered him because I don't know why everybody's, saying, oh, he doesn't have a lot or they don't have a, talking about people's finances, that's private stuff, but people have no problem doing that, I guess, talking about, if somebody wants to tell me their finances, that's fine for them. But when other people are talking about other people's finances, that's kind of weird, but it's okay. So, I know he doesn't have much. And because I knew that, I offered him, to him, if you need anything, not money, I stopped doing that. I don't do that anymore. Now I donate to charities, okay? I don't just give out money like I used to. Because, I was feeling bad for people at one time. I was passing, and that's like, no, don't do that. But I told him, I said, I can't help you. I won't help you with money, but if you need anything, maybe you're having a mental health episode or whatever, I said, come to me. You come in, I make you some coffee, I make you something to eat, and we could talk about it. I'm here for you. I offer that to him. If he wants. He doesn't have to. But the offer is there, right? The offer is there. And so, yeah. I'm not trying to be friends with everybody in the town, And to be quite honest with you, I don't really care I didn't move here to make friends. I moved here because my dogs, they needed a home. It's plain and simple. Yeah, anyways, that happened this morning. So, what I decided to do, I told him, I'm going to take that shit down. I'm going to take that video down. I told the lady too, I said, I'm going to take it down. I told him, I'm going to take that down. So I took it down, and then I was sitting here thinking, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put out a public apology. I'm not just going to take it down. I'm going to say sorry publicly. Right? Not too many people can do that. People are embarrassed. We got cowards out here that can't even apologize, who don't take accountability for their own actions. I can do that. I'm okay with that. I kind of like to be, fair. I try to, So I'm nice to everybody. I am. That's my main thing. But I can become a ruthless monster out here. The only thing is I'll be real nice about it, smiling and happy and stuff. I might raise my voice a little bit, but I'll always, be like, yeah, these people, the fucking bootlickers, Like, I don't mind saying it. It's always going to be good moods, smiles. Yeah, But people they like to take kindness for weakness, And I'm a kind person to those who are deserving. Once you cross me, though, look out. Look out, because I'm all over it. These people, they just try to intimidate around here. You can't intimidate me. You can't intimidate a person who doesn't fear death. I have a fear, but it's not death. There's worse things than death. Death is like the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? There's worse things. And, by these people trying to do things and harass me around here, the sheriff's department, whoever, they can't intimidate me. People driving down, speeding up the road too. If they're I don't even know what they're doing. I think they're just, randomly driving because their mufflers are messed up or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they got going on, but I'm not intimidated by anyone in this town. I have a concern though, but I won't tell anybody what it is. But it has nothing to do with me fearing anybody, It would suck if that happened, yeah. If somebody came here and hurt me and, did something bad, like, it would suck. But that's not my main fear. So, it's like I'm having a little chit chat with you guys right now. Because I'm thinking at the same time. Everything I put out is so, like, off top of my head. I don't plan anything. It just happens. Yeah, because I was this morning, before I went to the liquor store, I was going to put up some really raunchy, mean post. Something that would probably piss off a lot of people. For sure it would. But no, today was different because I met that woman and then I met that guy. Yeah. They're all right people. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what happened today. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that happened. I wasn't afraid of that guy in the first place. I don't fear him. I just don't like being followed. I don't like being followed or, stopped or whatever. And how could you tell if, the car is so bright blue, But it's okay. We cleared it up, shook hands, we squashed it, and, took the video down, put out the public apology, and that's it. Anyways, that's all I have. That's all I have for you guys. Yeah, I'm Mona, the Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for December, what was it? 19th, 2025, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.